Hey guys, and welcome to TH Sports, where today we'll be looking at the top 10 Australian basketball players of all time. Now before we get this video started, this is just my personal opinion, and you guys are more welcome to comment your own top 10 below.
Number 10, Shane Heal. Heal's basketball dream started in 1988 when he debuted for the NBL team, the Brisbane Bullets. Heal held his own against professionals and earned himself the Rookie of the Year awards with averages of 15 points per game, 1.4 rebounds and 2.2 assists. Heal didn't stop there. After stints with Geelong and Brisbane, Shane tried to ply his trade in the NBA, declaring for the draft in 1992. Unfortunately, he became undrafted and returned home. But that didn't stop him. He continued to work on his game, and shortly after his best professional season, where he averaged 25.2 points per game, 6.4 assists, and 1.8 steals, he got a call-up from the Minnesota Timberwolves. However, he didn't live up to his expectations in the NBA, with career averages of just 2 points per game, 0.8 assists, and 0.4 rebounds, playing only in 49 games, which is nothing compared to his NBL stats of 20.6 points per game, 6.1 assists and 2.9 rebounds in 440 games. Heal's basketball achievements include the NBL Rookie of the Year in 1988, the NBL Most Improved Player in 1990, the NBL Good Hands Award in 1990, a two-time winner of the Gaze Medal winner in 1997 and 2004, and an NBL champion in 2003. Number 9, Dante Exum.
Exum was known as the International Man of Mystery coming into the 2014 NBA Draft. Not many people had seen him play, but from a small sample size of clips and of gameplays, he had scouts licking their lips. He ultimately landed at the Utah Jazz with the 5th pick in the draft. Since being picked, he has shown flashes of what he could possibly be, but unfortunately he suffered an ACL tear that led him to missing the whole of the 2015-2016 season. With a less than stellar 2016-2017 season, the 2017-28 season was meant to be his breakout year until he suffered yet another injury which sidelined him for most of the year. Fortunately for Exum, he has time on his side, which could get him a lot higher on this list, but for now, he remains at the number 9 spot with career averages of just 5.8 points per game, 2.2 assists and 1.8 rebounds.
Number 8, Aaron Baines.
The New Zealand-born Aussie-raised basketball player's career started in Washington State University. Baines was solid in college, playing for 4 years with over 120 games played, with averages of 8.7 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 0.3 assists. However, just like many Australians, on draft night he became undrafted. After stints with various European teams, he was thrown lifeline to play in the NBA with the San Antonio Spurs. Baines didn't waste this opportunity, having one of his best professional seasons to date in 2014-15 season with averages of 6.6 points per game, 4.5 rebounds and 0.5 assists on 56.6% shooting. After a couple of what seemed forgettable seasons with the Pistons, Baines moved to the Celtics, becoming an important piece in Brad Stevens' team that was one win away from making the 2018 NBA Finals. Baines' career averages include 6 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game on a career 50% shooting in 376 games. Number 7, Matthew Dellavedova. Delly, like many Aussies, had his college career at St. Mary's College. It was there that he became the school's all-time leading point scorer, averaging 14.2 points per game and also averaging 5.6 assists, playing in 136 games. Delly landed at the Cavs after going undrafted in the 2013 NBA Draft, where he became more valuable than their number 1 pick, Anthony Bennett. It was at Cleveland where he earned a reputation for being a hard-nosed, tough player who was one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. His most notable time at the Cavs was when he shut down MVP Steph Curry in the 2015 NBA Finals in the absence of Kyrie Irving. Unfortunately, they lost the series but came back stronger the next year and rallied from a 3-1 deflect to win the NBA Finals, which Delly had a smaller role in. He was later signed by the Milwaukee Bucks, where he's been injured for a large part of his time there and struggling for playing time. Over his NBA career, he's averaged 6 points per game, 3.7 assists, and 1.9 rebounds. Delly's achievements include an NBA champion in 2016, a 2-time AP Honorable Mention All-American in 2012 and 2013, WCC Player of the Year in 2012, 3-time first-team All-WCC to 2011 through 2013, St. Mary's all-time leading point scorer, and also had his number 4 retired by St. Mary's College. Number 6, Joe Ingles. Joe Ingles got his basketball start like many other Aussies in the NBA through the Australian National Basketball League. He entered the league with a bang as an 18-year-old, scoring 29 points on 11 from 15 shooting, making it the most points scored by an Australian on debut. That year he claimed Rookie of the Year honours. Ingles continued to play above average basketball through the years and even helped his team, the South Dragons, to the NBL title. Ingles' averages from his 3 seasons were 14.5 points per game, 3.7 assists, and 5 rebounds. After stints with various European basketball teams, Ingles had finally made an NBA roster when the Utah Jazz picked him up after he was waived from the Los Angeles Clippers. In his first couple seasons with the Jazz, Ingles held a great role at being an off-the-bench three-point shooter while also being a key distributor. Ingles' role and minutes were up when former Utah Jazz star Gordon Hayward left in free agency, and he upped his game as well. Starting for most of the games, he averaged 11.5 points per game on 44% from the three-point line, 4.8 assists and 4.2 rebounds in the regular season, and even went on another level in the playoffs with 14.4 points per game on a crazy 45% from the three-point line. Ingles' achievements include Gaze Medal International Player of the Year in 2009 and 2012, an NBL champion in 2009, NBL Rookie of the Year in 2007, NBL All-Star in 2006 and 2008, and Spanish League champion in 2011 and 2012. Number 5, Ben Simmons. It's crazy to think that someone could be this high on the list after just one season in the NBA, and I could have even made an argument to put him higher. The hype from Ben started at LSU, where he averaged 19.2 points per game, 11.8 rebounds, and 4.8 assists on 56% shooting in just his freshman year. He's the most hyped player in LSU history since Shaquille O'Neal, which ultimately led him to being the number 1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft. After a year to sit out due to an injury, Simmons made his debut in the 2017-2018 NBA season and did not disappoint. Only 2 players in the NBA have ever had a rookie season similar to Ben's average of 15.8 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 8.2 assists on 54.5% shooting. One being Laker great Magic Johnson and the other one being Mr. Triple-Double himself, Oscar Robertson. This led him to winning Rookie of the Year for the season. Simmons didn't stop there, and with star teammate Joel Embiid, the Sixers made it to the playoffs for the first time since 2012, but unfortunately lost to the Celtics in the second round. There's no doubt in a few years, Ben will be at the top of the list, but for now, he remains at number 5. Number 4, Patty Mills. Our next entrant is the sharpshooter playing for San Antonio Spurs, Patty Mills. Mills, like Delly, played his college basketball at St. Mary's University. Mills had a solid career at St. Mary's with averages of 16.4 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists in 58 games, which led him to be selected at the 55th overall pick by the Portland Trail Blazers in the 2009 NBA Draft. During Mills' 2 years at Portland, he struggled for game time, and as a result, during the 2011 lockout season, he then signed with the San Antonio Spurs after having 2 short stints in the NBL and China. It was under the great Greg Popovich that Mills excelled. At the Spurs, he received an increased role coming off the bench as a spark plug for the bench unit. He also received his first championship ring during the 2014 NBA Finals, where the Spurs defeated LeBron James' Miami Heat. Mills' career averages include 8.2 points per game, 1.6 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. However, Mills is at the best when he's wearing the green and gold, averaging over 20 in both the 2012 Olympic Games and the 2016 Olympic Games. Mills' achievements include an NBA champion in 2014, a 2-time Gaze medalist in 2008 and 2010, 2-time first-team All-WCC in 2008 and 2009, WCC Newcomer of the Year in 2008, WCC All-Freshman Team in 2008, had his number 13 retired by St. Mary's, and was the highest points per game in the 2012 Olympic Games with 21.2 points. Number 3, Luke Longley. The man that brought Chicago 3 championship rings single-handedly. Okay, maybe he got some help from guys like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, but there is no denying that Luke Longley played a solid role in these championships. Longley played his entire college career with New Mexico University, with averages of 13.4 points per game, 2.4 assists and 7 rebounds on 132 games. With this effort, he was picked up with the 7th pick in the 1991 draft to the Minnesota Timberwolves, becoming the first Australian to be drafted and to play in the NBA. Playing with the Timberwolves for a couple of years, he also had stints with the Bulls, Suns, and the Knicks. His best season came with Chicago during their 6th championship run on the verge of their second three-peat. As the starting center, he had averages of 11.4 points per game, 2.8 assists, and 5.9 rebounds and 1.1 block. Throughout his 10-year career, he remained solid for most of the teams he played for, having career averages of 7.2 points per game, 1.5 assists, 4.9 rebounds, and 1 block. Longley's achievements include a 3-time NBA champion from 1996 to 1998, a Gayes Medal winner in 1989, Australian Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006, Australian Sport Hall of Fame in 2009, and a 2-time first-team All-WAC in 1990 and 1991. Number 2, Andrew Bogut. Now yes, this may be controversial, but Australia's first number 1 draft pick, Andrew Bogut, lands in the number 2 spot. This is not a knock on Bogut and his achievements in the NBA, but I just couldn't put the number 1 guy any lower. Bogut had nothing short of a great career in college playing for Utah University. His averages over his 2-year career included 16.6 points per game, 11.1 rebounds, and 2.3 assists in 68 games. His dominance in the college game earned him Naismith's College Player of the Year honors and become the number 1 pick in the 2005 NBA draft to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, Bogut may not have lived up to the hype and expectations that come with being a number 1 pick in the NBA draft, but he still carved out a nice solid career that makes him avoid the bust conversation. During his 12-year career, he had averages of 10.1 points per game, 2.3 assists, and 9 rebounds with 1.6 blocks, which may not stand out to many people, but what he is best known for is defense and passing IQ for his position, which helped the Warriors with the NBA's best regular season record ever of 73 wins and 9 losses. But his best season came during the 2009 and 2010 season, where he had averages of 15.9 points per game, 10.2 rebounds and 1.8 assists and 2.5 blocks, earned him a selection in the All-NBA third team. Bogut's achievements include NBA champion 2015, All-NBA third team in 2010, NBA All-Defensive second team in 2015, NBA All-Rookie first team in 2006, NBA blocks leader in 2011, National College Player of the Year in 2005, Consensus First Team All-American in 2005, NWC Player of the Year in 2005, MWC Freshman of the Year in 2004, having his number 4 retired by University of Utah, and the FIBA Under-19 World Championship MVP in 2003. Number 1, Andrew Gayes. Now who would have guessed this? Yeah, probably everyone. But Andrew Gayes lands the number 1 spot for best Australian basketball of all time. Now yes, Andrew's game didn't exactly translate to the NBA, like many of the other players, in a time where international players weren't really given a chance, but what he has done for the Australian basketball cannot go unnoticed. As an 18-year-old in 1984 for the Melbourne Tigers, he averaged 29.1 points per game, 6.7 rebounds and 4.1 assists and 1.6 steals, and by his 20th birthday made an All-NBL first team for his first of the 15 straight. However, his best season came in 1987, where he averaged a crazy 44.1 points per game, 5.8 assists and 8.2 rebounds and 2.5 steals. But he wasn't just a player who could perform only on Australian courts. Gayes went to 5 Olympics, becoming just the 3rd basketball player to ever do so, but also attending 4 FIBA World Cups, becoming the 2nd all-time leading scorer in both competitions. Gayes' achievements include record for the most Olympic Games for an Australian basketballer with 5, flag bearer at the opening ceremony of the 2000 Sydney Olympics while also being the team captain, inducted into the Australian Basketball Hall of Fame, Sport Australia Hall of Fame and FIBA Hall of Fame, was a member of the Order of Australia, NBL all-time leading scorer and assist, NBL's highest single season points per game average, 2-time NBL champion, 7-time NBL MVP, 15-time All-NBL first team, NBL Rookie of the Year, 6-time Australian International Player of the Year, NBL Most Efficient Player Award, and one of the 50 FIBA's greatest players of all time. Now that's it for today's video. Please let me know what you thought and who else could potentially make a case to be in this list. It would be greatly appreciated if you could like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what else you guys would like to see in this channel's future.